Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another Jash Reads. Tonight we are going to continue reading Eragon by Christopher Polini. And this video is not for kids, this is for the adults who, are being reminded about a childhood favorite or maybe an adult who's reading the series for the first time as an adult. And if you're wondering about the long hiatus between parts, I got sick near the end of November, and long story short, only recently have I actually been well enough to actually record videos, so I can be back with all you lovely folks. Cheers. Finally switched to decaf. So I can drink coffee again. So, let's start again. Let's continue the chapter, and just a warning, I judged when I believe I left off last time, so if I misjudged slightly, I'm sorry, and please comment down below. Do-do-do-do-do. Eragon brushed the matter from his mind and focused on what he had learned from Brom. There was something missing. I don't understand. Where were we when the writers were created? We? Asked Brom, raising an eyebrow. You know, all of us. Eragon waved his hands vaguely. Humans in general. Brom laughed. We are no more native to this land than the elves. It took our ancestors another 3 centuries to arrive here and join the riders. That can't be, protested Eragon. We've always lived in Palancar Valley. That might be true for a few generations, but beyond that, no. It isn't even true for you, Eragon, said Brom gently. Though you consider yourself part of Garrow's family, and rightly so, your sire was not from here. Ask around and you'll find many people who haven't been here that long. This valley is old and hasn't always belonged to us. Eragon scowled and gulped at the tea. It was still hot enough to burn his throat. This was his home, regardless of who his father was. What happened to the dwarves after the riders were destroyed? No one really knows. They fought with the riders through the first few battles. But when it became clear Galbatorix was going to win, they sealed all the known entrances to their tunnels and disappeared underground. As far as I know, not one has been seen since. And the dragons? He asked. What of them? Surely they weren't all killed. Brom answered sorrowfully. That is the greatest mystery in Algasia nowadays. How many dragons survived Galbatorix's murderous slaughter? He spared those who agreed to serve him, but only the twisted dragons thus forsworn would assist his madness. If any dragons, aside from Shuriken, are still alive, they have hidden themselves so they will never be found by the Empire. So where did my dragon come from? Wondered Eragon. Were the Urgles here when the elves came to Algasia? He asked. No, they followed the elves across the sea like ticks seeking blood. They were one of the reasons the riders became valued for their battle prowess and ability to keep the peace. Much can be learned from this history. The pity the king makes it a delicate subject, reflected Brom. Yes, I heard your story the last time I was in town. Story? Roared Brom. Lightning flashed in his eyes. If it is a story, then the rumors of my death are true, and you are speaking with a ghost. Respect the past. You never know how it may affect you. Eragon waited until Brom's face mellowed before he dared ask, how big were the dragons? A dark plume of smoke swirled above Brom like a miniature thunderstorm, larger than a horse. Even the small ones had wingspans over 100 feet. They never stopped growing. Some of the ancient ones, before the Empire killed them, could have passed for large hills. Dismay swept through Eragon. How can I hide my dragon in the years to come? He raged silently, but kept his voice calm. When did they mature? Well, said Brom, scratching his chin. They couldn't breathe fire until they were around 5 to 6 months old, which was about when they could mate. The older a dragon was, the longer it could breathe fire. Some of them could keep at it for minutes. Brom blew a smoke ring and watched it float up to the ceiling. I heard that their scales shone like gems. Brom leaned forward and growled. You heard right. They came in every color and shade. It was said that a group of them looked like a living rainbow, constantly shifting and shimmering. But who told you that? Eragon froze for a second, then lied. A traitor. What was his name? Asked Brom. His tangled eyebrows met in a thick white line. The wrinkles deepened on his forehead. Unnoticed, the pipe smoldered out. Eragon pretended to think. I don't know. He was talking in Morns, but I never found out who he was. I wish you had, muttered Brom. He also said a rider could hear his dragon's thoughts, said Eragon quickly, hoping that the fictitious traitor would protect him from suspicion. Brom's eyes narrowed. Slowly he took out a tinderbox and struck the flint. Smoke rose, and he took a long pull from the pipe, exhaling slowly. In a flat voice, he said, he was wrong. It isn't in any of the stories, and I know them all. Did he say anything else? Eragon shrugged. No. Brom was too interested in the traitor for him to continue the falsehood. Casually inquired, did dragons live very long? Brom did not respond at once. His chin sank to his chest while his fingers tapped the pipe thoughtfully, light reflecting off his ring. Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. Yes, a dragon will live for quite a while. Forever, in fact. As long as it isn't killed and its rider doesn't die. How does anyone know that? objected Eragon. Have dragons die when their riders do? They could only live to be 60 or 70. You said during your narration that riders live for hundreds of years. But that's impossible. It troubled him to think of outliving his family and friends. And that's where we're going to stop today. I was just sort of unsure of, how much breath would be in my lungs. I've been having a little more trouble breathing than usual, and I do prefer short parts of dramatic reading because it's way easy on me, and I don't like challenges. Yes. So yeah, Brom's talking to Eragon about dragons, and I really want to talk about more about why I said some lines like I did, but I like to keep these dramatic readings spoiler free to anyone who hasn't completed the book or the series, because yeah, there's like plot twists and there's stuff going on, so I can't, even though I want to. So that's really all I was thinking about wanting to talk about. So I'll leave you, my loyal viewers, with a question which you can comment down below with your answer to, of how, if you were Eragon in this chapter, what would you be a little more terrified about? Finding out that the dragon that you're trying to, hide from everyone could be humongous. Like, this is not going to be something you could easily hide. It wouldn't be like if, say, you're in college and the college is like, oh no, cats or dogs in the dorm. And, because a cat's tiny enough, you can hide it. I didn't, but a friend of mine did, so. Couldn't do that with a dragon. Besides just the burnability of everything around, it's like, yeah. So would the size scare you? Would finding out that the dragon you're supposed to be hiding can grow super huge frighten you the most, or would learning that that you are going to outlive everyone you ever knew? Or would that sort of semi immortality scare you most, or would the dragon you're supposed to be hiding possibly growing super huge? Please comment below and please tell me your answers to why. And of course, if you have any other comments, questions, or concerns about what I just read, comment down below, let me know. And that's really it. And so, if you do like this video, if you do like what I'm doing, please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel, because I am going to read all of Eragon and the 3 other books in the Inheritance Cycle. Very slowly, but I am going to. And if you're watching this on my Bloggity Blog and watching on the desktop version of my Bloggity Blog, please choose the follow by email option so you will never again miss anything I do. Not just these dramatic readings, mini reviews, full-length reviews, fan fictions, a bunch of stuff. So, and here's hoping nothing else happens and the next part comes out next week. And until next video, goodbye. I was like, end stream, and I was like, no. Okay, and bye.